Look at Thursday morning South Central. We've got some warmer conditions that we've been talking about all week long. We're still chasing our first 50-degree day of the season for parts of South Central. We've already seen parts of the valley managing to warm into the 50s, and even out towards southeast. We're going to be talking about temperatures potentially warming near 60, and even into the interior parts of the region expected to see those temperatures warm near 60 as well. Giving you a live look outside, though, where we're continuing to hold on to partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies across the region. We will see some sunshine today for parts of South Central. Not everyone will see it. It's largely dependent on where you live in proximity to the coastline. Of course, this afternoon we're already seeing those, or this morning we're already seeing those temperatures warming near 40 degrees. We are at 40 in Anchorage as well as Fairbanks. Check out southeast, mid to upper 40s already, with Ketchikan sitting at 50 degrees. The southern interchannels have a very decent opportunity today of seeing those temperatures warm near 60, while the eastern half of the state continues to remain fairly mild. The slope, the western parts of the Alaska as well as through the Aleutians continues to remain pretty chilly in the teens as well as the 20s and the 30s, and this trend of cooler weather out west will likely continue through the end of the month. Now, as far as those temperatures today in Anchorage, we are expected to warm into the mid to upper 40s. We can't rule out a spot shower or two for the first part of the day, but overall, like yesterday, largely trending on the drier side for inland locations, while most of the rain stays confined near coastal regions of South Central. So certainly going to continue to watch that as it unfolds as we welcome in the remainder of your Thursday and into Friday. As far as what we're going to be seeing when it comes to those winds, still holding on to many areas across South Central as well as into the interior and the Aleutians, seeing those winds gusting anywhere from about roughly 30 to 60 miles per hour. Some of those stronger winds have actually been impacting through the interior, through the gaps and passes of the Alaska range. This is where we continue to see a winter weather advisory. Let's actually pull that up for you since we're just continuing to show this the clouds out across Eagle River. Sorry about that, but those wind gusts across the state, you can see anywhere from about 30 to 60 miles per hour. We're going to continue to watch these winds through the day out towards the Aleutians. Some of those stronger winds through the eastern Aleutians could lead to some blowing snow. That is where we do have a winter weather advisory for 2 to 5 inches of accumulation. And then as you head into the interior through the gaps and passes of the Alaska range, those winds gusting upwards of 60 miles per hour. Not talking about anything in the way of blowing snow, but those southerly winds will actually lead to warmer conditions for the interior, and that is where we're going to be watching for those afternoon highs today, likely warming into the 50s and the 60s. But this is the setup we have ongoing across the state. That area of low pressure to the southwest of Kodiak and south of Lake and Peninsula, that is the big driver for what we're dealing with across coastal regions of Alaska. But embedded with or on each side of this low, we have a high pressure system to our to the left out towards the western Aleutians, and then we have another ridge of high pressure that's been impacting the southeast through Canada as well as parts of the interior, and squeezed in between that is that area of low pressure. So little movement can be expected here over the next several days. So what we're going to be watching is this coastal activity. It will stay with us. We're talking about western Prince William Sound, southern parts of the Kenai, out towards Kodiak, Lake and Peninsula, and then through southwest Alaska. We're going to continue to hold on to this coastal activity as we close out this week and welcome in the weekend. In fact, since midnight, we've already seen anywhere from 1/10 to nearly 8/10 of an inch of rain from Homer out towards Seward, while inland locations, we've been dry. Just maybe a spot shower or two out towards Portage and into western parts of the Susitna Valley where we have seen that activity remain with us this morning. But heavy rainfall will stay for coastal regions as we head through the remainder of the day. You can see that the system will cool off towards the southwest as we head into the evening hours. So inland areas of South Central, be prepared to see some peaks of sunshine later today. In fact, the valley may see mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies for a good portion of your Thursday. That includes the Copper River Basin as well. But the closer you live to the coast, the longer it's going to take for those clouds to really clear out of the region. Really expecting to see a better opportunity for sunshine for a large portion of South Central as we welcome in our weekend. Saturday and Sunday, inland areas, we're going to be talking about mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies with temperatures warming into the lower 50s. So yeah, we've got warmer weather heading our way, but there's that area of low pressure that's kind of meandering in the western Gulf of Alaska. And then that's all thanks to those two areas of high pressure on both sides of that system, keeping it really from moving in any direction the next several days. That's why we're going to continue to hold on to that coastal activity. But you can see it does begin to lighten up somewhat as we welcome in the start of the weekend. So here's your forecast precip totals across South Central into the evening hours. We could see up to a half an inch of additional rainfall for Homer. Of course, you've seen many areas have already seen upwards of a 1/10 to 8/10 of an inch of rain. So that's adding on to what we've already seen. But notice inland areas, again, largely on the drier side. So that is good news for us if you're wanting to get outside and get away from any of those wet conditions. Just head a bit further north into the valley and the Anchorage Bowl and through the Copper River Basin, where we will stay on the drier side. But by week's end, we could see storm total accumulation for western Prince William Sound and southern parts of the Kenai approaching 1 to 3 inches. Some of that heavier activity will be out near Homer, and then of course Kodiak by week's end will likely see 5+ inches of rainfall, and that will lead to some ponding on the island. So be prepared for that as we're seeing some of this early season heavy rainfall that is impacting parts of the coastal region. So we're going to continue to hold on to that activity through the remainder of this week. Now, with warmer conditions heading our way, we do have some gusty winds across South Central. We are seeing that avalanche forecast raised to considerable above 1,000 feet. Shouldn't see much in the way of sunshine to melt that snow, but with temperatures warming as we welcome in the afternoon hours into the mid to upper 40s, yeah, we could see the potential for some wet slab avalanches. The biggest concern, though, is going to be those winds that will lead to those wind slabs and continued buildup potential for that avalanche threat. So keep that in mind as we continue to head through the rest of this week. That avalanche danger will remain a concern across South Central. 61 degrees today for the high in Fairbanks, 60 in Ketchikan. Of course, both locations, this will be the first 60-degree day of the season for both areas. Now in Southeast, we've already seen a 62-degree reading, which occurred out towards Klawock earlier this month. But you can see sure signs that spring is making an appearance in the states. Ever so surely, but very slowly, it is occurring. And you can see the eastern parts of the state really holding on to those warmer conditions. And we're really favoring the western parts of the state to continue to hold on to somewhat cooler conditions as we close out April and welcome in May. That could mean some concerns as we welcome in May and we officially start that breakup season. Right now, a good chunk of the state, many of the villages along the major rivers, a good portion of them right now is trending on the low to moderate side of seeing a flood potential risk. Now out towards southwest Alaska, along the Kuskokwim River as well as the Yukon River, there is an elevated risk right around a moderate threat for seeing some flood potential, and that's largely due to those cooler conditions we're going to see out west, and then the warmer weather to the east and to the eastern interior that's going to lead to that rapid snow melt, and of course that ice is going to begin to move. So we could be talking about the potential for some ice jams in southwest Alaska as we welcome in May. Of course, we'll continue to monitor that as they put out more spring breakup outlooks, but for now, enjoy this warmer weather. We're talking about 50 degrees tomorrow, 51 Saturday. Yes, inland locations will be on the drier side as we head through the remainder of the day. As we head through the remainder of the weekend, I should say. But we are going to continue to see coastal activity staying with us. So if you have any plans this weekend, get outside and enjoy some of that sunshine. If you're one of those who happen to not see any of that precipitation, by Monday we will see some showers returning back to South Central. Looking possible that Anchorage could see some of that activity as well. But notice those overnight lows sitting in the mid to upper 30s. So we are saying goodbye to some of those colder conditions. Still not 100% done with the snow. Of course, you know, as we welcome in May, there is still that possibility we could see snow. The chances are slim, not zero, but we're still sitting at the second snowiest season on record. Again, we're going to continue to watch this warmer weather pattern that we have. We're going to continue to monitor this breakup situation across the state as we close out April and welcome in May. But for now, enjoy these warmer conditions. Giving you one more live look outside where we do have those partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies. Some areas will see a bit more sunshine than others. And of course, if you live near the coast, be prepared for those winds and rainy conditions that will stick around. Of course, coming up at the noon show and in the evening, we'll have more details as we iron out what to expect as we chase our first 50-degree day of the season. And again, if you live in western Alaska, we are talking about that cooler weather will likely continue as we close out this month. Warmer weather may take hold as we welcome in May. Have a great Thursday.